Okay, so work council. I think this is a big topic now. So what we have seen, like all of the past things that we have said, is quite complicated. It's quite problematic. A lot of things, and there is some problems that you have to fight by your own with your own with you, like on your own with your employer. And instead of fighting your own, on your own, you can create a work council. What is a work council? Work council, you can think of it like it's a mini union in your workplace. It's someone who would fight for your rights. It's not like your HR or like happiness manager or any of these stuff. No, it's actually someone elected by you, and you like it helps you to fight for your rights in your work. Uh, to create a work council, you just need to have like 5 employees who are eligible to vote. It's just eligible to vote is just like being a permanent employee. You are already working in the company, but you have to have 5 people to be eligible to vote, and 3 of them would be elected at least. And there is like numbers, like there is a ratio between how much people are working and how many members of the work council. So it's a little bit of a big topic, and I will get to another point as well regarding this part. Um, Also, starting our council gives you like special dismissal protection. So if you just start our council, you cannot be fired, at least for the 6 months. And there is this law that defines like the special protection. And if you are elected for a work council, like you become a member, you cannot be fired for 1 year. And if they want to fire you, they have to go to the labor court. So yeah, it gives you like more benefit. If you would like more things about how to start work council, I highly, highly, highly advise to reach out to Berlin Tech Work Coalition. Yeah, they are helped a lot of people to create like work councils in the tech sector in Berlin. Like they are quite helpful, and they like would help a lot about the process and all of this. And if you are also a union member, it would help you also to get like more support as well. Like there are 2 big unions who are regarding the unions, because I forgot about this slide. So unions in Germany are divided like based in sector. So there is ver.di. ver.di works for the service sector. IG Metall, they work for industries like like cars, electronics, and so on. And there are different unions as well that work for different services, like food services. There is a police union, but there are different unions that exist in Germany. All of them under the DGB, which is like the like an institution for all of these unions, like collecting all of them. But because tech is a little bit of a sector or interesting sector, because we could work in service industries like deliveries, logistics, food, and so on, and we also can work in automobile things like cars, electronics, manufacturing, and so on. So we have like ver.di and we have IG Metall. Like these are the 2 unions that you could join as well. And the fees for it, like it's 1% of your gross salary, and it is tax deductible as well. Yeah. Okay.
If you're in probation period and start work council, can you escape probation period or?
No.
No? Okay.
But that's a good trick.
I thought I could. Okay.
Yeah, that's a good trick. Yeah. Okay. By the way, like something important to know, like you don't go to the company and tell your manager, "Hey, I would like to start our council." It's not a very good idea to do at all. Okay. So like starting our council, there is basically a process to do it, like talking to employees, people are interested, and so on. Because if you tell your manager, "Hey, let's put an eye on this guy," so yeah, don't go to your manager, "Hey, could I start our council?" It doesn't work like this. So yeah. No, 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 no. Like I mean.
Uh, just to fill that in, I guess. Yeah, ideally you want to be a unbefristet person. Otherwise, they can kind of be clever and just not renew your contract, And that's actually a valid reason to let someone go on the Works Council because it's an operational reason. So you need to be very careful if you're on the Works Council about your contract and how you, what your contract is going into starting the Works Council as well. Because as soon as you start that, most employers are going to know that you're potentially problematic for them. And you want to be very careful about how public you are about that, and make sure you have a good team behind you before you start that. Yeah. Also, I'll just say the difference between Verdi and IG Metall. Verdi does all the like software and like software service stuff, and IG Metall is more hardware. So if you want to think about tech being divided between those two, that's typically how they would group you. But it's really just up to whoever the union members are in your workplace as well. So if there's more Verdi members, maybe it makes sense to join Verdi or vice versa.
So what will be the advantage for me to join a union if my company don't yet have a worker council? If there are any.
So I'd say that the works councils are just the one part of the step to getting a union, but you typically want to be a union member as you went into the works council process. One thing that unions do is collectively negotiate, and works councils can't collectively negotiate over wages. They can only react to changes that are put in place by the employer. So for instance, if the employer wanted to change the pay scheme, then they could negotiate over that, but only unions could proactively, collectively negotiate over wages directly. Also, one thing about unions is that they do provide legal insurance for workplace-related issues after 3 months. So the typical process I would suggest is join the union, wait 3 months, make sure you're on a good contract, have your legal protection, be very hard to fire, find a nice group of people who are also in a similar situation, start a works council, get a lot of extra protections, and then you're positioned in a really good place to start having conversations more directly with your colleagues about starting a union so that you can get more rights and more benefits, et cetera, through that process.
Yeah. The suggested process. So don't tell your engineering manager, please. So basically the whole idea of we're starting our council is basically collective solidarity instead of like self-survivalism. So instead of like thinking for saving yourself, no, like people should think of how we can save each other, and we have collective solidarity. So we have something that is more sustainable and long-term instead of just like escaping. So some of the benefits of having our council is, of course, like they can see like a lot of stuff that you as an employee cannot see. So they can be part of the supervisory board of the company. They ensure like everyone is treated fairly, because also they can see also the finances of the company and balance sheet. So they can see like if someone is being paid more than the other, or there is like gender gap or like a sex gap between like people who are being paid. So they would knew about these stuff, and they of course like they can approve or reject like company policies. They can approve and reject like layoffs. They can negotiate with the employer for better and safer conditions. So instead of like going to your HR and like please give it to me and so on, like starting our council, it gives you like better standing ground, because you all as employees, you have better strengths than going to an HR, because again, like HR cares only about protecting the company, not you. So the point of like work council also, what they can't do, they cannot do bargaining for collective agreement. Like basically this is the union's part. So basically like negotiating to increase salaries, holidays, work hours, all of this is where the unions have the power to do it. And also the union has the power to initiate a strike as well if it's needed to. And there is like a very hard process for it. So strike is not like something easy. Like when you hear like strike for BVG, it is not like they come into your mind like, hey, let's do a strike. It is not. It is not like this. There is a process for it. So it's not like easy. Like it's not like France, for example. Like I think France has like better ways for it. But also you can think of union as you becoming to have a political power as well. Because again, we have taxation without representation. We are paying taxes, but we are not represented. But being part of a union gives you some political power as well, because unions are democratically elected inside. So yeah, it's a good thing as well.